Okay, so I have no idea where my roommate went. She could come in here any moment. So we'll deal with that situation when it arises. Hey friends, my name is Miranda. Welcome to my universe. It's been a while. I know. We've already gone over this. I switched majors though, so now my schedule has opened up a ton. So I'm hoping that because of that, I will be able to read more and thus provide you more content. So with that being said though, I have been reading more. Wow. The reader turned anime watcher turned reader again. We're finding a good balance between watching and reading. Not doing a really good job with it, but we're working on it. So I'm in the middle of 4 books. I decided that I would just share them with you and we can talk about them. So the first one I'll talk about is right on my bed, so why not? This is Playing with Fire by Billie Hallowell. This is the one I've been reading for quite a long time. I believe I'm like 4 or 5 months in on this book. So yeah, I might have mentioned it before on my channel, but I'm still reading this book. It's phenomenal. This is a non-fiction exploration of the demonic, the supernatural, what we know about the supernatural versus different theories, different ways that certain religions see supernatural. Yeah, not for the faint of heart. This is one of those rare cases where I absolutely cannot read this book before I go to bed. The author goes around the world and interviews all of these people who have claimed to have seen supernatural occurrences. Exorcists, priests, just bystanders all over the board. It's amazing, really cool. I have always been fascinated with the idea of a lower power being evil. So this has been a very fun read for me, and I don't recommend it to everybody though, so be warned. The second book I'm reading is underneath my bed. The Hawthorne Legacy. This is the second book to Jennifer Lynn Barnes' The Inheritance Games. I read The Inheritance Games back in December. This is a book basically all about power and a very rich family. A man dies, leaves his entire inheritance to a complete stranger, and the family basically tries to figure out what the heck is going on and why she inherited everything. Yeah, it's quite good. Quite good. I actually just started it last night and I'm already on page 80, so kind of was in a trance there for a second. I just really like the world. Even though it's technically like our present day, it is just a world filled with like secrets and riches and power and how to obtain the power and the riches and schemes and things like that, mysteries. It's pick it up, please. Do yourself a favor. All right, next book, Stephen King book, 11/22/63. This is the thickest book that I'm in the middle of, and I've also been reading this for quite a while, or not reading it for quite a while, however you want to word that. This is a book all about this time traveler who actually, what do you know, travels back in time to try to stop the Kennedy assassination. And I am absolutely loving what I'm reading so far. He actually has quite a lot of references to his book, It, in this one. So if anything, if you want to read this book and you haven't read It, I would highly suggest reading It first, because there's a lot of references. And I know that It isn't even longer, or maybe it's about the same. It's about the same as this book. Trust me. Just trust me on that one. He literally goes to Derry, Maine and meets some of the characters. I don't want to like spoil too much, but I am such a fangirl, if you didn't know that already. I'll probably have to do an in-depth review on this one because this is the first Stephen King book that I've read in a while. Sadly, Halloween was a few days ago, so why I didn't dedicate that entire day to finishing this book, who knows? There's a reason Stephen King is my favorite author, and this book is definitely, I can tell it's going to be one of those books that really shows off his creative ability, along with like just how genius he is when writing. And I don't think he was on drugs when he wrote this one, so that's always promising. And the last book I'm reading, I actually don't own a copy of. I'm reading the ebook of it. The Silvered Serpents. This is also a young adult sequel. Now, this one is historical fiction mixed with a lot of fantasy, mixed with a little tad of romance. And this series, so The Gilded Wolves is the first book. Read The Gilded Wolves, I believe, like 2 years ago, a year or two ago, over vacation. It's great. It's such a good book. It reminds me a lot of Six of Crows, though. I love schemes, mystery, all of that, if you couldn't tell with the Hawthorne Legacy that I'm also reading. I don't know how I feel about this one yet. I really loved the first book. I absolutely adored the first book. But this one, it just kind of rubs me the wrong way because the main character, which half of me really likes it because the main character kind of goes down this really evil path, and I can tell that he's kind of losing his sense of humanity. But at the same time, I kind of hate that because I'm like, dude, like, you were such a great guy, pure intentions, and now you're just totally falling off the rails, you know? So I'm still deciding how I feel. Character development seems a little bit off in this one as well. We'll see. I obviously can't get a huge feel for it without finishing the book. So I'll keep y'all updated on this one as well. All right, short and sweet video for today. But I hope y'all enjoyed. If you read these books or these series at all, have any comments, questions, concerns, comment them down below so we can chit chat a little bit. But I love you all so much. Please be safe, make good choices, and I'll see you next time. Bye.